A day we remember the importance of law enforcement, 21 years after the September 11th attacks. The left seems to be learning a lesson about their defund the police push. Now many cities are hiring police because of the spike in crime, and one New York City neighborhood is even hiring private security to keep their streets safe. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy calling out the left's defund push and keeping the country safe earlier on Sunday Morning Futures.
You know what's happening on that border. You know people on the terrorist watch list. Here we are 21 years away after 9/11. They're coming across this border from Yemen and others. Why are they coming to America, and what do they have planned? We watch fentanyl now become the #1 killer of Americans between the ages of 18 and 45. That's directly coming the chemicals from China and funding the cartels inside Mexico. We're not safe to walk out anymore because the Democratic policies actually caused the problem. Defunding of the police, not prosecuting. This no bail program. Well, we want a new direction.
Sean, I want to go right to that. When we talk about defund the police, a part of that I think really connects us together is just the way I explain it is it's not just about the money. It was about the narrative. It was about sowing division and hate among communities and those that police them. Nowhere more importantly than the border. I mean, think about how they demonize the Border Patrol.
Yeah, I think it foments chaos. And when you have chaos, you can remake things. And they want to remake this country from what it was into something very, very different. And when they want to do that, Joey, I always think, well, give us an example of what you want America to look like. And I would say, well, California, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, New York City, New York State. And I'm like, I don't want to live in that kind of country. And again, I mean, the character and the call to service of the men and women who ran into the buildings on 9/11 is the same character that men and women who serve today in law enforcement have. And to demonize them is outrageous. And just one last point, the fact that we have communities buying private security to keep them safe. I mean, this is third world country-esque that we have to have. If you're rich, you get security. If you're part of the squad, you get security. But if you're an average Joe American, you can't have security or law enforcement on your streets. I mean, again, it's outrageous.
And by the way, that's in Greenwich Village in New York City. And apparently things were so out of control, they hired the guards to stop chronic drug dealing, crack smoking, and public defecation right here in America in New York City. That's terrible.
Laura, moving on to you. I mean, you know the juxtaposition. Florida, New York.
Yes.
Right? Two states that are historically inhabited by very patriotic people. People that don't want to see this.
Yeah.
Yet one state, New York, elects some politicians and over a couple of decades sees it goes to ruin.
Well, and it's the reason so many people have left New York. It's the reason New York and California have lost congressional seats. Florida and Texas have gained congressional seats because people, Sean, to your point, they don't want to live like this. How do you exist when you don't feel safe, when you don't feel like you can take your kids out in the neighborhood? And I feel like we're sort of at the I told you so portion of things now with the Democrats. They had the big defund the police push, and we all said, well, we know what's going to happen with this. This is a recipe for disaster. Crime goes through the roof, right? People don't feel safe. All of a sudden, you realize you can't function in a society without law enforcement. So now they're trying to refund the police in all of these places across America. It's so obvious when it doesn't work and where it's not working. And it is working in states, Joey, to your point, like Florida, which is why I live there.
You know, Alicia, we talk about Democratic politicians maybe having some buyer's remorse on this messaging of defund the police, but I don't think you can spend money your way out of this problem because places, I can't remember where, I was hosting Fox and Friends a few weeks ago, places are trying to hire police officers. They can't find anybody to hire, even with more money.
And this is a problem all across the country, and it doesn't matter if you're in a red state or a blue state. They're having problems all over because of the way so many members of the community have seen the way police officers have been treated in other cities and in their community. They feel like it's not a good bet for them. But I will add that there are Democratic strategists and there are Democrats out there who were pulling their hair out when they were hearing the defund the police mantra. What Republicans have managed to do is attach it to all Democrats and are using it as they head into November as well. It has become part of the strategy. So there are Democrats out there who think this is a terrible idea, and they are seeing the repercussions from this happening. In Denver alone, I can tell you, the chief of police in Denver, just had to resign. We've had multiple problems. The rate of crime is on the rise, and they cannot get people to the police academy.
It's such bad policy that Democrats are trying to run away from it, and that's why Joe Biden gave a speech a couple of weeks ago trying to say, defund the police as Republicans were trying to defund the police.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
It was laughable, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit of a stretch.
But they see how bad it is that they're trying to pin it on Republicans. Donald Trump didn't like law enforcement.
Oh, my gosh.
Give me a break.
And by the way, Alicia, you're probably right. There probably were Democrats that who were saying, like, well, of course, this is crazy. Who would want to defund the police? I don't feel like we heard from a lot of those people, though. They weren't speaking out when everything was going down and the big defund the police push was happening.
Right. Well, members of the squad were louder.
Of course.
They were, and that was just infuriating. And
that's who leads the party.
Well, and here's what I'll say. Republicans have to deal with this sometimes, too. You got to police your own. When the head of your party is sitting in the White House doing things and saying things that fall into this narrative, then it's your job to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, listen, we're not going to raise money for you. We're not going to support you if this is the direction you take us. Do the same thing for the Speaker of the House when she's dealing with the squad. That's part of joining a party and being in a caucus. Democrats have to own it because they allowed it. And I'll just end it with this. It's not defunding the police that was the problem. It was the demonization of police that was the problem.
So upsetting, yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.